fear violence from us. We do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us. See? And what you fear, may I say this, sir? What you fear, and it's a deep guilt thing, that white folks suffer. You are afraid that if we ever come to power, we will do to you and your fathers what you and your people have done to us. And I think you are judging us by the state of your own mind, and that is not necessarily the mind of black people.
It's hard to believe that you're only 18 years old and you've been told you'll spend the rest of your life in this facility.
What I believe is, it's possible that I could be here the rest of my life. I'm working on my appeal to this day. But you say me 18, there's people here 16 years old with natural lives. 17. That ain't having established nothing in the world, but growing up. And they stuck in here with a natural life, It needs to change. Something has to change.
There's some mothers out there that their sons may be buried, and sometimes I feel like that with Corey, that it's a part of me, I feel like, because he's so much of him being so much taken away from him, from being incarcerated for the rest of his life.
Sometimes you feel like he's dead?
Well, a part of him, because he's out, he's not out here in the real world like he would say it, and he's missing out on a whole lot.
Welcome everybody to Correct the Felon Podcast, episode 23 to be exact. I am your host, your boy, your brother, Inspires the Block on Twitter and IG. You can also find me on Inspires the Block on Libre TV. And welcome everybody, welcome. I'm still on location. I'm still recording from It Fits You Boutique here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, everybody tap in. So tap in, support black businesses, especially the ladies. This is boutique is for you. As you can see in my background, that's just part of the showcase that we have there. Across the ticker right there is the, itfitsyou2.com, to where you can go check out a lot of the stuff that my cousin have. I mean, she got all kind of stuff for you for the ladies and girls out there, so that y'all can have a hot girl summer. So make sure y'all go check it out, and support black businesses. As a matter of fact, I'll put something else on the screen so you can get another good look at it. Here's the official website. Like I say, It Fits You Fashion. She got all the kind of stuff for the ladies. So go check it out. Support black businesses. This is how we can close the economic gap, between white people and black people, by supporting black businesses. So once again, tap in and support my cousin. Like, she doing big things. I just want to come talk to y'all tonight because the other day I did like a rant, and it was dealing with the Ma'Khia, I believe that's pronounced, Ma'Khia police murder by the police in Columbus, Ohio. Now, ever since then, there have been different vantage points. And the thing about this particular murder, it's a conversation now that people are choosing sides based on what they see, right, from the video. We have the officer's body cam. We also have the footage from people standing around that were videotaping. And what I want to talk about is hit on a few points because I think that we need to have an in-depth conversation, right? One of the things that after I saw the multiple vantage points of this murder, and yes, I'm calling it a murder because I still believe that's what it is, that there were people outside, right? People outside were watching these girls fight. And so what we need to start doing is taking accountability, right? I'm a former gangbanger, former drug dealer, been to prison, and I've been in some tight situations to where I've been able to step in and intervene and stop certain things from happening, even with pistols drawn, guns out, knives out, people at a disadvantage when they're about to jump somebody. Like, I've been able to step in and bring this stuff down so that it doesn't escalate to something more serious. So what we're going to talk about a little bit tonight is the people that were there. All right. It's reported that Ma'Khia called the police because she was having some kind of conflict with two other females at the residence. We all know the story. Police shows up. She has a knife chasing one girl. Police shoots her 4 times in the chest, in the body. She's pronounced dead on the scene. There is also video of people trying to resuscitate her, other police and paramedics and stuff like that, but she died at the scene. And my thing with this is this here. When is it going to come a point in time that we as Black people start to intervene in these kind of situations so that they don't escalate and ultimately the results that we had be the results? Like, the hell with pulling out your phone and videotaping this stuff. We got to get to a point in time to where we're looking past it. Stop trying to go viral. This is the thing. People do this kind of stuff for clicks, likes, retweets, and they want to go viral based on what they're videotaping and putting it up on social media. If we had one sensible adult, one right-minded individual that saw all this going on before the police pulled up, Ma'Khia Bryant would still be here. Like, we have to take hold of our community. We have to start digging deep in and making sure that we are the protectors. And I'm talking to Black men right now, specifically Black men. We have to start protecting our girls and our daughters and our women. Like, it's imperative that we do this, because if not, they're going to continue to run loose. We have to be the knight in shining armor for them. Like, I have a 6-year-old daughter who will be 7 this year. And right now, I'm her knight in shining armor. I'm the best thing that ever happened to her. I'm the greatest man to ever walk the face of the earth. And trust me, my daughter, God willing, she's going to grow up to a certain age to where she's going to have these differences, right? My daughter's a very beautiful young girl. So I know she's going to have these certain problems. But as a father, I'm going to teach her conflict resolution. I'm going to teach her how to control her emotions so that she does not make an irrational decision and do something that not only can cost her life, but somebody else's. Like, this is the thing that gets me so disappointed when I watch these videos over and over again, is that you had people out there, they had time to pull out their phones, but they didn't have time to intervene and stop these Black young girls from trying to kill each other. Like, it's a sad thing when we take that into accountability, when we look at that vantage point of what happened that day. Now, I agree with Charlemagne. Still, even with all that being said, I agree with Charlemagne. And I'll allow Charlemagne to speak for himself, and then we'll elaborate it shortly.
I stand on the fact that I think it was excessive, and I do not think that young girl should be dead today, even if this is one that's legally justified. Sadly, it doesn't mean it's right, because police have shown us over and over that when it comes to Black people, the only way they deal with us is fatal force. It's just way too many examples of police officers, being threatened, themselves being threatened, with knives from white folks and not responding in that way. I've heard social workers say they've broken up knife fights. I refuse to believe that was the only way to handle that situation, is by shooting her 4 times.
And I agree with that, because what I'm going to show you in the course of this conversation is exactly what he's talking about. Like, I've seen it. You can go to YouTube and Google all kind of stuff, and you will see how the police responds to white people on domestic calls differently than black people. Now, I really believe that when this officer showed up, that my personal opinion, I don't give a damn who like it, take it or leave it alone. But I really believe that he had some negative energy from that verdict with Derek Chauvin. Like, he didn't even give a chance to assess the situation. His argument is that he saw a threat and he opened fire on the young girl. Like, he didn't even think about the taser. He didn't think about a warning shot. I don't even know if I don't believe they're trained like that. But in some instances, in some cases, I think that it's necessary. Because when a gun goes off, and if you black and been in urban areas, when a gunshot goes off, it grabs your attention immediately. I don't give a damn what you're doing. So I think that this would have happened if he would have gave a warning shot. And from my understanding, this police officer was a marksman, so he had perfect aim on when he's discharging his firearm. He could have went for a leg shot, but once again, they're not trained like that. They're trained to kill, which I don't understand, right? I don't get. It don't make sense to me. So the whole goal is when you draw your weapon is to kill, even though when your life is not threatening. You know, those are the things that we need to change in a society. Like, why is it the minute you pull your weapon, you are trained to kill? And especially when it comes to black life, because black life apparently poses so much of a threat that you only respond to it with deadly force. And people might be like, well, G Phrase, why are you saying it like that? You know, there's multiple accounts of white people being killed by the police. It is. I can't dispute that. However, there's multiple occasions where white people encounter the police and the police respond to them differently. Like this video that I'm about to show you. In this video, it's kind of graphic, but let's talk about it after I play it. So here you go.
Get down! Get down! Get down! Right, hold up!
Now in that video, the guy was stabbing the police officer. Like, he actually pulled out a weapon and stabbed the police officer. Matter of fact, just for clarity, let's do it again. Let's look at it again.
Get down! Get down! Get down! Right, hold up!
And what happened? Right? What happened? They did not use deadly force. He clearly was a threat to the police officer because he was stabbing him with a knife. But what happened? The police officers used their taser to take the guy down and apparently into custody. And so why can't you use this training when it comes to black people? Why can't you use this patience, this calm when it comes to black people? It's because it's how you were trained. It's how they're taught in these academies on how to respond to black people. As if black people are such a major threat that they have to respond with deadly force. This is going to be America for us for a long time until some systematic change happens, right? And I think that there's a lot of different problems with this particular narrative, right? This situation when it comes to policing in the black community, right? You know, I think that the message that's being put out there regarding black people and the police has to do with a lot of different forces out there who perpetuate this idea of back to blue. I'm going to continue to say it, and I've been saying it for the past few weeks. It's not back to blue. It's back to white person in the blue. Because if it's back to blue, then you're back in, I guess, back to Crips. I guess they represent blue more than anybody I know. Because sheriff's deputies wear brown, where I'm from. So if it's back to blue, you're back in the Crips too then. But it's back to white person in the blue. That's what it is. It's not back to blue. And I'm not saying once again that all police officers are bad. It's just that black people have a bad history with the police because of the treatment that we've been receiving from the police. Even ones that look like us. Like, we've experienced negative responses with police officers that are black. And this whole thing has to change. And some more things I'm going to put up on the screen because, like, I really want to give you these visuals so that you can understand where I'm coming from and things that need to be changed. Like this first one, right? Police violence, disinformation. Who are the players, right? The first one is this here, right? Conservative media. Yes, conservative media. Conservative media plays a major part in the disinformation when it comes to police brutality and police violence among black people. And like in this clip that I have up on it, it says right-wing media outlets are corporations that seek to gain profit and expand their viewership by stoking racial tension and spreading disinformation. Their allegiance is to their shareholders, who are millionaires and billionaires, not the people or the truth. That is correct. All you got to do is turn on Fox News. All you have to do is, go to the Daily Mail. All you got to do is go to New York Post. All you got to do is go to these conservative outlets, and you will see the information that they put out compared to other news sources who, not saying they're always right, but somehow try to give balance to the conversation. Another one is this here, and this is my thing with conservatives, police unions. Now, you don't care for unions when it deals with the worker, right? You don't care about that, right? But somehow, in some way, you support police unions. And as it says on the visual that I have on the screen, motivation, police unions seek unchecked power and exist to block any and all police reform efforts. They are working to keep the most violent and most racist police officers on the force and maintain white power structure within society. I mean, I believe this. I mean, don't get it twisted. I've seen them back, black police officers. Like, for example, down in Atlanta, those of color, they tend to back them also. But it's that unchecked power that I really, really agree with that they try to keep hold of. So if we're willing to get rid of workers' unions, who these people are working in steel and meal factories, who are working in areas where, if not for the unions, right, there would be a problem. We're quick to get rid of them. Like I say, those in the workforce. But for some reason, police unions, they're okay. They're an exception to the rule. Another one I'm going to put up, and this is the last slide with this particular point that I want to make. District attorneys. Motivation. Historically, DAs have been incentivized to draw up conviction rates to advance their careers. DAs often have a toxic and codependent relationship with police, relying on their testimony to win trials, etc. This is a fact. This is a fact. It's hard right now to get a police officer, if you're a criminal defendant, to come in and testify on your behalf. Like, it's damn near impossible. And district attorneys also play a major part just because they refuse to prosecute, in majority of the cases, police brutality, right? Or police misconduct. Like, it's hard to get them to do that. And you know whose fault that is? It's the people's. We're the ones that vote these people in office. That's all they really care about. They don't care about the community. They care about their careers. District attorneys do not care about the people. They say that they represent the people, but they don't. They just care about their careers. So it comes a point in time to where you have to vote in, or we have to vote in, people who really care about the community. If there's strong evidence of police brutality or police misconduct, then they should be prosecuted. Yes, they should be prosecuted. And this is the job of the DA, especially if there's, undisputable evidence, which normally it is, especially in this society, because we have cameras everywhere. You know, it shouldn't take George Floyd to be an example on setting, police straight when they come to misconduct. Because we got a lot of other cases. You got Rashad Brooks down in Atlanta. The police officer said it out of his mouth. Yeah, I knew he had my taser, but yeah, you still did fire your weapon. When you get that taser, you get trained with it. You know how it feels. You know it's not deadly. They hit you with it first so that you know what it feels like, so that you know how to properly use it. Right? Philando Castile's murder still has not been prosecuted. Only thing he did was told the police, yes, I have a firearm in the car. He got shot and killed. Breonna Taylor's situation, like I can go on and on and on, Tamar Rice. Like these individuals should still be here. Sandra Bland should be here. But because of the propaganda that's put out by conservative networks and also these crooked ass people that's in power, nothing gets checked. And this is my thing when it comes to conservatives, right? I have to say it. Like I just mentioned ago with police unions. Like you don't like workforce unions, but you're okay with police unions. Now, you're supposed to be an anti-statist. You're supposed to be for the freedoms and liberty of the people. Then why is this a problem for you to get behind it? If the DAs are a problem, which you know they are, especially what y'all like to say in black areas. Look how run down they are. Look at all the crime. Look at how many people in prison from the Joe Biden bill and all this other stuff. It's local prosecutors who prosecute these cases, right? But you don't have a problem with it unless it's Kamala Harris, who was a former DA, right? But if there's a DA in a red district, you're okay with the practice and the norms that they do, right? So therefore, you're really not for freedom, justice, equality, and liberty. You're only for it if it only directly applies to you, right? Is that the question? Is that the answer? Is that what we dealing with right now in society? The freedoms and protections under the Constitution are only for a selective few, not the collective whole. I mean, I need you to talk to me on it. I'm always open for it, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. Right? I just need to know these answers to these questions. Because if that's the case, then we know how to maneuver in this society. Be blunt with it. Be upfront. It's okay. You live in a society, you believe in the First Amendment. If you don't believe that black people are entitled to the rights and privileges that you have under the Constitution, just say it. If not, shut the hell up when it comes to these issues in our community. Or either get on the right side of history like I keep arguing. So we have to think about all this, right? Especially black people. Once again, I can never reiterate enough. It's time for us to stand up and take hold of our communities. We don't always have to bring the police in every situation. I understand that we want peace, right? And we believe that the police are to protect and serve. But we have multiple incidents to where that is not the case. It is a polar opposite. And so I say to y'all, let's make a pledge. Let's do the right thing. The pledge is protecting our communities. Start to reinvest back in our communities. We complain about gentrification, but we're not buying the properties. We're allowing other investors to come in and buy it from us. The hell with your 2019 or your 2020 or your 2021 Challenger or Charger. Invest in property, invest in real estate before you buy that thing. You can get a car, but what about ownership of a house? Owning them deeds. Let's reinvest that way. Let's make sure we support black businesses like itfitsyou2.com. You don't have to go buy all that high-end price stuff that the people who you're buying it from really don't give a damn about you. Support black businesses, like I said, like itfitsyou2.com. Support black media. Support anything that's associated with black. Let's make sure that this money begins to circulate in the black community more than one time before it leaves. And this is the ways that we can start to bring systematic change to the community. Because if not, we're going to continue to have these same issues, the same problems, and it's going to be the same outcomes. Listen, I want to thank everybody. I'm not going to hold you long. I'm on vacation. Like I said this morning, for those that tapped into Sunday Good News Live, I appreciate everybody that tapped into it. But let's start to have a conversation on real issues. Like, I have a thing for tweeting at, putting things up on Twitter that I know that's going to trigger. I just want to see the responses and the mindsets of the people. This is why I do it. This is why I don't respond to the comments that's in there. So once again, listen, everybody, I thank you. Be sure to tap into middlepassagemedia.com on the latest and greatest updates on the stories and news and stuff that we provide out there, the great content. I'm bringing you more and more stuff, right? We're like I said, we're creating and turning Middle Passage Media into an outlet for the voiceless, and that's convicted felons. Like first thing coming up first is a brother that I've been knowing for a long time, and I'll play this little promo video for you real quick. Is the brother Dr. Dyson X. Yeah, his thing is going to be called Doctor's Couch Podcast and Blog. So be on the lookout for that this upcoming week. Also, continue to support Correct the Felon Podcast. Please subscribe, like, and comment and share. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, it's not gonna hurt you. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like, hit the share. It don't hurt you at all. At least you're getting an honest conversation when you come over here. Also support Libre TV. This is a black-owned social media site that there's really no restrictions with it other than anything that's totally crazy. You can't come on there and produce child porn, rape, or stuff like that, recruit terrorists or nothing like that. But if you have a voice on things that you want to talk about, check out LibreTV.co. Like, this is a great platform. You don't have to worry about being kicked off like on all these other ones as they starting to censor people. So check out LibreTV.co. Once again, subscribe, like, comment, and share the Correct the Felon Podcast. Check it out, Charles. Like I say, it's not going to hurt you. You do it for everything else that don't mean nothing. Do it for something that means something. So until next Sunday, be sure to check out Sunday Good News Live every Sunday at 9 a.m. and Correct the Felon Podcast later that evening, like now, at 7:05 p.m. Also tomorrow, Brown Paper Bag Podcast, me and my boy Saul G. Check us out. You know how we do every Monday. It's going to be a little debate going on in that one. It's me debating somebody else. I don't know who the brother is, but it's going to be very entertaining. I think that y'all will like it based on the topics that we're going to be talking about. So make sure y'all tap in on that. And once again, this is episode 23 of the Correct the Felon Podcast. I'm your boy, or Inspires the Block on Twitter and IG. And I pray that everybody continues to have a blessed day on purpose.